Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well and welcome to my personal Lord of the Rings level design project. In this video, I will be discussing my thought process throughout this project of how and why and what if, as well as going through the iterations that I have been given through feedback. So, before I start this video, I personally would like to thank Martin Wilkes for giving me a short brief to start this project. So furthermore, let's begin. Lord of the Rings project was basically a stealth game, and the simple gameplay I was given was a rock climbing system slash parkour and crouching, so sneaking past certain enemies throughout the level. So how I envisioned this level was the hobbits will basically fall down the cliff over here and landed over here. So this is how the player starts, and the first thing that they will see is the soldiers of the Sunriders army marching out of that front gate to over here before the player will have to will have to go down here and get around or figure out how to get around the front gate. So how I originally thought this out was the player will basically go through down here. It's still on the cliff side of the mountains and basically introduce the first climate system. So as I go through here, again it's just showing you what's interactable, marking with the color coded green, so that anything that is green that is interactable for climbing, and as well as ladder system, which you will see later on. So this is about the journey now of exploring the mountains and just trying to get into the front gates. And this part here, you can see the mine tunnels, which gives a sense of you maybe be able to get through there. But like in Uncharted and Tomb Raider, where they have the long jumps, I thought it'd be quite nice to have it here. As well as if you look to your right, you could see some parts of the next section that the player will have to go through. So furthermore, we jump down and they'll go around the mountains, and then when the player gets to this part here, they will be able to see the landmark Beldor itself. So it gives a sense of direction that they are heading towards the right way. So as they go around here, they drop down to here, and now they'll drop down to here. So in this area is the mines, like the mine tunnel, which is here. I need to light it up so it's more visible towards the player, but just for now it's a bit dark. And through here, which is another mine tunnel. The original idea I had is they'll be able to go through the mine tunnels into the main path of the underground that is going to be in later on, or crouch down here and get past. But due to feedback I receive, um, they suggest it's too early to introduce the crouch system where I'm just teaching them the basic jump system over here. So I've taken out the tunnels that were originally there and left it as that. So through here, the player will have to go this way onto the construction tower that's basically being created at the moment through here. So now when the player reaches here, it has an overview of the next section and now decides of which action they would like to take. They will see the enemies from up above, as well as the buildings that they may be able to access. This part is not finished yet, but it's under construction. But this is the ladder system. And I personally was going to add in cubes or crates more to the left so that the player can walk up and then jump on the construction tools over there at the lift. I can't reach it now, but it's so the player can reach there. This is one part of it, but the enemies will basically run to lift it up. And now I'm going to go all the way to the Dark Tower itself, or Beldor. And this part is basically when the player will be coming up from the ground after they finish the second section or the middle part into here, and they will see the Dark Tower itself. Through here, there are going to be two enemies here. I haven't placed the placeholders yet, but when I have time, there'll be two enemies here, and the player will have to jump over here, use the climbing system again, and climb around them until they get to here. Then I just go through here into the front gates of actual Beldor. There will be a gate here, and now this middle section is not completed yet, but middle section, sorry, underneath the Beldor section is not completed yet. I want it to be accessible towards the player, so the player can walk through a door and then inside the actual building itself. But in there is where the level will end, in a certain section inside the building. I haven't marked it out just yet. It still needs to be 2D drawed to get a rough idea, but it is my intention. Furthermore, let's go to back down here again, and now I'm going to show you a 2D image of the level of how I originally would like it. So this is my drawing that I did before designing it on Maya, and this is the rough idea of how I would like the level to play out. So like I said, there'll be a cutscene where the hobbits fall down to here, and then over here where the main gate is, it's going to be the enemies marching towards the war they're about to face. What climbing systems are here, and then what climbing system puzzles will be around here, and the two mine caves and tunnels in the next area. So this is basically the drawing I had originally. I wanted to make it so that you can explore, but also linear. And because you're on a cliffside, I did want to open it up or go through or caves, because the original intention was over here to have caves, but I feel like it was a little bit too much, and I'm actually quite happy the way it is now. So I just left it as that, and it leaves it to this. And now I'm going to go through changes. Actually, before changes, I'll show you the level in Maya, or Maya. Oops. Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow. So here it is, the attention in Maya, the same sort of layout I had in here, and I keep constantly changing the blocks inside here. When I imported it into Unreal, there were sometimes I wasn't happy with the scale, or it just didn't feel right, so it was constantly changing it. And then I also, when I took it into Unreal, I use Super Grid, a really handy tool, and it helped me smoothing out some areas inside the Unreal itself. But here is just a GIF of the front gate that I had. So here is the first image that I sent to a friend for their feedback to see what they think of it, and the response was, it's too flat. What I mean by too flat, as well as too much attention to the right hand side, is it's not giving the player a sense of direction. They are always going to get lost. So by taking in that feedback, I can understand the red color that I was using, because all my level designs that I do, I like to use a grid with colors, to use color language to better vision my levels. And the same for the green for rock climbing systems or ladders. So I had to figure out now, what color can I use that doesn't stand out too much, and the player can get a sense of direction. So I changed it to grey, as well as tilted the cliff side more downwards. So now, quickly go in, it gives the sense of direction of where the player should be going. But upon that, another feedback said to me, okay, you got the cliff going downwards, which is great, and your lines and your composition is okay, but there's still more tension to the right. So he goes to me, you need to make it different. You need to make it stand out a little bit more. So the idea changed to having a tower of the front gate getting construction. So now on the top right, you will see a ladder which is standing out green, as well as you can see the actual tower getting construction, with a sense of, okay, I need to head that way. But how would I head that way? It's by heading to the left, because my line sight of how I've placed my objects is directing me and pulling me to the left. So upon that feedback, another one said to me about your climbing system. I can see green on the left, which is great. I can see in the middle and somewhat on the right, but why not open it a little bit more on the left, where the rocks are over here? Move it this way so you can see over here, this section here, there's somewhere you can climb. So I've opened it up a little, and it actually feels right, and it gives more of a direction to go, and you can see right here. Another change, another feedback I have received, which I need to do, is this cliff here is too straight. Way too straight. I need to make it a little bit more spiky, because like in Media Shank's theory of shapes, where you got square is something useful, circle safe, and diagonal means danger. It's not given a sense of this is danger, it's given a sense of this is safe, I can jump over it, which I don't want. So I need to add in either a vertice line or insert edge loop over here in Maya, and make it more like a triangle or spiky, to give more of a sense of this bit here you can't jump down, it's danger. So I will need to work on that. While the flat another image I can show you based on what I sent to get feedback on, and it is another proof that it is too flat. It's here. Here's another image. I can see it on the floor here. I have my road that I was aiming to have here, but it was too flat again. But at this time, I wasn't really messing around with the terrain tool because I didn't want to mess up the terrain as I'm designing yet. I want to get a solid ground on the shapes as well as the feel first before messing around the terrain. Another thing you may have noticed is I used to have I'll get you a better image here. I used to have a little side cave or rocks around here. To feedback I receive is to remove it, as well as to move the actual buildings at the top here. And this is another image that I sent to a friend before I repositioned the front gate again to be down here. Is over here. There's too much cubes or squares over here. Yes, it identifies that it's a mountain. It's meant to be a mountain, but there's too much over here. It's just overfilling. So I had to remove some of the cubes over here, make it a little bit more open, as well as over here where I used to have a little mini cave here, but opened it up more. And this was the same for the Dark Tower over here. And I have a image over here where I haven't started the lava yet, but here you can see there is too much cubes around it. And obviously if you look at Lord of the Rings reference, they have it so that the top bit of the Dark Tower itself, or Beldor, it has opened up. So based on that feedback from my friend, I have opened it up and it looks so much better than I previously had it. And as well as when I have the camera over here, you can see it nicely over there. So just a quick zoom in image of the tower where it is constantly expanding onto the tower itself. I feel like it's kind of difficult to see at the moment, but it is there. Especially when you're down here, it's kind of hard to see the carriage bit here. May have to make it a little bit bigger. I'll have to tweak on that. And now the Dark Tower, I had 3 ideas for it. One was having it self over where it is now. I had it on this side here, so the player will have to come around here and then curve around to here to see it. And the second one was when a player reaches here, the tower's over here. Didn't like those ideas. I placed it all over there to see how it feels like, and it just, to me, didn't feel right at all. So I changed it to over there, and now not only did I get a nice landmark that Naughty Dog does with the bridge in The Last of Us, you see the objective where you need to be heading before getting close to it. It gives the same feeling as that, and that's what I wanted. I don't want to hide, because I don't want to hide the tower to over here for it then to be explored over there. So to me that was a good choice there. And now I am going to talk about the few changes that are going to happen in the next time. When I next have time, because due to Christmas, as well as Max Payne's level design lobby weekend that's happening the end of this month, which if any of you are interested, please check it out. I won't have time to work on it suddenly, so hopefully next year, now in January, I can resume back to this project. But for now, um, this is what I have so far. I feel like there's more changes need to be done, like I said before over here, where the player needs to sneak around and probably need to change the outer building to something different. I need to put placeholders on where the enemies are going to be. Also feel like the distance between the front gate and builder itself, the length of it is a little bit too long. So I'm also going to be changing the distance between them both without changing the actual idea between the connection of those two. So the underground cave, well not cave, sorry, but the underground section part of the level over here will still remain the same, but just the length between them will be shortened. So I'll bring the Dark Tower or Beldor itself closer to the front tower because to me it just feels a little bit too long. But now I'm going to explain my idea I have for this middle part here with my 2D image that I have right here. So this is my part 2 of the level. So when the player has basically reached the front gate for Beldor, they'll be coming through this side here, and they'll be introduced into construction site tools and buildings that have been under construction, and they got offered 2 routes they can take. Route 1 is basically where they sneak past the guards, and all they're doing is sneaking around, exploring more, retrieving collectibles as they're exploring this way. And then route 2, or another route that I'm thinking, is basically you're still using the climbing system, and you're still climbing around the mountains, just sneakily past construction sites and tools, going through the tight spaces as you're in the mountains, trying to get past without being seen. Because if you're either side that you are, the enemies can still see you, and you still don't want that. And this side here is still getting a construction site, like it's still getting buildings around it, or they're mining. So either way, you'll have enemies around it, and you still have to sneak past them in tight spaces. But it's just different routes or different explores for the player to choose from, but still leads into the same routes. So over here is basically where I want it to introduce going underground now, because I want it so that you can see them monsters getting created. I want to see the lavas making weapons, no, not sorry, the lava pits and stuff like that, as well as making swords and for the armies and stuff, and tight spaces as well. So claustrophobic spaces, I want it to be around here, this section here, where the player feels danger on either side. Wherever they go, they have to be smart for where they go. I have basically lined it up all the places that may be lava or rocks, and all the clear parts here is just routes they can take. This is subject to change, but it's just the idea that I've been having. Um, in the outer curves outside of this place, because the player will walk through here into here, all this will be still under construction around the outside of the place. It's the same part over here, just out here, but just the main path is literally to go down either this side or this side. So again, there's two routes, but still leads to the same one. It offers explore, and well, I'm trying to encourage exploring more. And then you come up to here where you see the bridge for Beldor and the Dark Tower. So that's it. I can quickly show you the model in Maya, the two references I was using. So this is the actual image I have that I made it in, and you can see the more to the right I have the reference for, and the left is more this part here, which is really hard to see, but I'll quickly get the image for it. Yeah, so this is the image main reference I use for the lava pit over here. So you can see over here this lava going into the pit here. I really love the architectural design here, so I was like, okay, I would like this to be here, which is over here. So that's what I have at the moment. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I like creating it. I'm hoping after Christmas and New Year's I can resume back to this project, because there's still a lot of work to be done to it, and I can see lots of potential within this. So I hope you all take care, and I'll give you an update about this project when more changes have been done to it. See ya!